Equal mod. What is this all about? MOD derives from the word module, and that's not necessarily very helpful. Its purpose is to calculate the remainder in a division. And again, that doesn't give you a good reason for using it. But here's a simple little example where it's useful, and we'll show you another example as well. You've got a bunch of items. Maybe these are warehouse type items, and you're closing up shop in an organization, and you've got a bunch of items. And you've got 162 of these. You want to put them back in their original container box, and you can get 16 per box. Now, if you do this for your various items, you're going to have some left over. So how would you do the calculation here? Divide 162 by 16. You'll get an answer. It's 10. Going to have a remainder of 2. How many items you're going to have left over after packing? So equal mod. And we don't put in the division symbol or anything. We just indicate the value that we're looking at, comma, and essentially the divisor. And the answer we get here is the remainder. With most of these, you could probably do the math in your head and so on, but you'll quickly see the answer here as we copy this into other cells by double-clicking that fill handle. So here and there is the same general idea. Depending upon the item, a different number of items in each. That one's got a huge number. If that were 144, then we'd have 0 here. As we do in this one, because this is evenly divisible. 24 times 7 is 168. We got none left over here, and you see the result. So here and there's that kind of application. Another one that I use this for is a situation where I've got a database, maybe something like this, or maybe something much, much longer. And for ease of readability, I would like to have every 5th row, every 7th row, every 10th row to be a different color. A number like 5 or 10 probably makes more sense. Some people might find 2 okay as well. And we're not talking about using a table feature in Excel, which is another way to do this. If you simply wanted every other row to be highlighted, let's just select the entire worksheet here and use a feature called conditional formatting. It's on the Home tab, conditional formatting, and let's create a new rule here. That's a great feature, by the way, if you haven't looked at conditional formatting. Lots of colors and options, but how about a new rule here using this mod function? A new formatting rule. Use a formula to determine which cells to format. And the formula will be equal mod left parenthesis. And another function you might not have used called row, R-O-W. And we actually want every cell in this worksheet, in effect, to be looking at this formula. And each cell, in effect, is going to be looking at its row number. By the way, that's 2 parentheses. It sort of looks like a football there. It's an open close parentheses. We want to consider for every given cell its row number, and then comma 5. In other words, we want to divide the row number by 5. And if that remainder is 0, that means it's a row 5, row 10, row 15, etc. So in those cases, when the division of the row number by 5 gives us a 0, we want to use a special format. And the more obvious one would be, although it can be in a combination of font, border, and fill colors, I'll just use green here. Click OK. Click OK. And every 5th row is green. And you can imagine having fun with that using different numbers and other combinations. And if we happen to delete some rows, and I'll just delete these, this will automatically readjust and every 5th row will be green. And of course, it will not be matching up with the numbers that we're currently seeing being green as I delete these. So that may not be the world's most important use, but on the other hand, it does illustrate how this mod function, and I'm pure mathematician, so I have a little more creativity using functions like this, but the 2 examples here, I think you can see there's some real value with the mod function.